Hey guys, Rebecca here. DC's new DC Universe streaming service is launching, and it inspired us to take a look back at some of our old DC-related lists. We'll have a playlist on the channel featuring a bunch of our classic DC stuff for you to binge. But we're also going to redux our top 10 DC Comics movies, and we need your help. There have been a lot of movies released since we published it back in October 2014, so it's due for a reboot. Alright, what do you have to do? Watch this video to see our original rank in all its dated glory, and then be sure to click the link below to get to our suggest page to vote on our new updated version. So head over to MyMojo and get voting. And in a week's time, we'll publish the Redux version, incorporating all of your input. So head to MyMojo and start voting. It's super easy, and you can even log in with your Google account. Thanks, guys. These are the best of the best that stemmed from the pages of the DC Universe.
And it's all thanks to the genius of one man.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 DC Comics films.
Oh, that's so nice.
For this list, we've chosen a mix of big-screen blockbuster adaptations, full-length animated features, as well as direct-to-video releases that are under the DC banner. We've also excluded narratives that don't center on superheroes, vigilantes, or protagonists with supernatural abilities. So, as much as we love films like Road to Perdition and A History of Violence, they won't be seen on this list.
And here we go.
Number 10. Batman, Mask of the Phantasm.
Now hold on to your hat and watch those valuables. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
In this animated mystery flick based on the classic 90s animated series, the Dark Knight is mistaken for a much darker vigilante who has begun systematically murdering Gotham's criminal giants one at a time.
He didn't do it. It's garbage, Mr. Reeves. The Batman does not kill.
While pursuing this grim and mysterious figure, the neo-noir film also serves up a meshed B-plot and origin story centered on Bruce Wayne's rekindling of a lost relationship that compelled him to become the Caped Crusader.
I always felt like I'd thrown you a curveball, like you never knew what to do with me because I wasn't in the plan.
Number 9. Superman. We all believed that a man could fly with the first full-length release featuring the Man of Steel. Directed by the celebrated Richard Donner, the film traces the life of the young Kryptonian refugee from infancy.
This is all I can send you. Kal-El.
Showcasing his growth and development as the young adult Clark Kent to the Daily Planet reporter / superhero whose first big trial is to halt a nuclear plot concocted by none other than his archenemy, Lex Luthor.
Now, call me foolish, call me irresponsible. It occurs to me that a 500 megaton bomb planted at just the proper point would
destroy most of California.
Number 8. Batman Returns. In this dark sequel to Tim Burton's 1989 adaptation, an underground gang leader abandoned in the sewers as a child, known as the Penguin, arises under the guise of a hero wishing to reinvent himself as Gotham's mayor.
You're not the mayor.
Things change.
During his campaign, he devises a plan with the equally deceptive Catwoman to have Gotham's citizens turn against Batman.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
However, when his plan fails and the Dark Knight reveals his true nature,
I am not a human being! I am an animal! Cold-blooded!
the cold-blooded Penguin plots a darker revenge scheme to bring the city to an explosive end with the help of the flightless birds that raised him.
The liberation of Gotham has begun!
Number 7. Watchmen.
We'll be starting shortly. We're waiting for one more.
In this adaptation of the celebrated graphic novel, Zack Snyder utilizes his slow-motion signature to capture the tensions and turmoil of an alternate history set at the peak of the Cold War.
Who are these assholes to say when doomsday approaches? I say when doomsday is approaching.
Mostly faithful to its source material,
Who murdered Hollis Mason?
The crime action film shadows a group of former vigilantes resurfacing to investigate the mysterious murder of one of their own, while simultaneously attempting to prevent nuclear war.
You have to stop this. Everyone will die.
Loaded with brutal visuals, it's one of the few comic book adaptations to receive an R rating. Not that the story was targeting children to begin with.
They are shaping me into something gaudy. Something lethal.
Number 6. The Dark Knight Rises.
No guns, no killing.
Where's the fun in that?
In the epic conclusion of the Christopher Nolan series, The Dark Knight rises from an 8-year absence after Gotham's peacetime is threatened with the emergence of the brutal and highly intelligent Bane. Successor to the same mentor as Batman, Bane's mission is to spread the same citywide chaos brought about by Ra's al Ghul in the first film, before bringing it to a cataclysmic halt.
Have Gotham's reckoning.
Loaded with themes challenging society's boundaries,
Let the games begin.
the film takes many of its moral cues from its predecessors, making it an equally potent and thought-provoking curtain call.
You don't owe these people anymore. You've given them everything.
Not everything. Not yet.
Number 5. V for Vendetta.
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot.
In this adaptation of Alan Moore's graphic novel, James McTeague makes his directorial debut by diving into a dystopian UK where an oppressive government has executed brutal and condemning tactics to maintain absolute power.
You really think the blowing up Parliament's going to make this country a better place?
There's no certainty, only opportunity.
In one of the rare instances where we get to see him play the hero, albeit arguably, Hugo Weaving gives a brilliant performance as the cunning, strategic, and anonymous V.
Are you like a crazy person?
I'm quite sure they will say so.
A freedom fighter attempting to initiate a revolution with some brutal tactics of his own. Number 4. Batman Begins.
I'm Batman.
In this reboot that introduced Christopher Nolan to broader audiences, we follow his retelling of a troubled fortune heir who overcomes his fears and dark memories to become his city's feared and dark protectorate.
Do I look like a clown?
In Batman Begins, Bruce Wayne is trained by and later pitted against a syndicate of assassins whose ideas of justice conflict greatly with his own.
I will go back to Gotham and I will fight men like this, but I will not become an executioner.
With themes of terror and principle, it's the first of the Batman films to contain darker visuals and mature tones, targeting audiences above and beyond comic book fanboys.
Mission to Love set up a massive task force to catch you.
He thinks you're dangerous.
What do you think?
I think you're trying to help.
Number 3. Superman 2.
This is a very special place for me. I wanted you to see it.
In this sequel to the 1978 phenomenon, Superman returns to face a trio of foes native to his destroyed home planet of Krypton.
All right, Todd. It's over.
After being freed from the Phantom Zone space prison, the Kryptonian criminals General Zod, Ursa, and Non garner superhuman capabilities granted to them by the Sun. This leads the trio to form an alliance with the Man of Steel's archenemy with intentions of becoming godlike rulers of Earth.
And who is your superior?
Where everyone, including the son of Jor-El, is to kneel before Zod.
Kneel before Zod.
Number 2. Batman.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
In what started the initial film series for the franchise, Tim Burton showcases his classic dark and fantastic visuals by entering the streets of Gotham
Hold on.
with the help of the original Michael Keaton Batman and the comically maniacal Jack Nicholson Joker.
Boo.
Serving as a stepping stone for the DC universe, the film also relaunched Hollywood's faith in the superhero narrative as a bankable genre.
And what's with that stupid grin? Life's been good to me.
Spawning new television shows, full-length animated features, and more live-action blockbusters.
A lot of people think you're as dangerous as the Joker.
He's psychotic.
Before we unveil our pick for the best DC film, Here are a few honorable mentions.
I remember the Secret Service being tougher.
Me too.
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S.
If you people can't see the potential danger of an out-of-control Justice League, I don't need to wait for a vote. I don't belong here.
Number 1, The Dark Knight.
I know why you're afraid to go out at night. The Batman.
Taking top honors is the mind-bending second installment of Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy.
Come on, I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Come on, hit me. Come on, hit me. Come on, hit me.
In what is dubbed as one of cinema's greatest sequels, Batman continues the fight against Gotham's biggest crime lords,
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
who are pushed to join forces with a more menacing and sociopathic depiction of his arch-enemy, brilliantly captured by the late Heath Ledger.
Why so serious?
With themes of identity and morality attached,
No one wants to get their hands dirty. Fine. I'll do it.
the crime thriller makes the same leap of faith jumped by its predecessor, with its deviation from the youth-targeted source material.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
The result is one of the greatest superhero films ever made.
Where are they?
Killing is making a choice.
Where are they?
Choose between one life or the other. Your friend, the district attorney, or his blushing bride-to-be.
Do you agree with our list?
Shut up.
Which DC Comics film do you think is the best?
Way to go, Tommy.
We're all here for you, Tom.
For more super top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
No, thanks. I'm not gonna stay long.